Yes, sir. It's your boy Keiz Lee. You got a locked in to link with Keiz. And today, I got one of these Carolinas artists from the foe, all the way from the foe. I ain't talking about Aces foe. I'm talking about Fountain in from the foe. I got my boy Romello across the screen from me. What's going on with you, man?
Man, you know, I'm just living, trying to make my message, trying to keep things moving.
Understand that. We got a new project coming out on the 12th of this month, man. New
Yes,
project to fall.
Yes,
We'll get to that in a minute. For the guys who don't know you, this is your first interview, so I want to give you a little opportunity to pop your shit, man. Introduce yourself. Tell people about your background, how you got to becoming to being an artist, how long you've been doing your thing and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. What's good, y'all? I'm Romello. Y'all can call me Mello for short, anything like that. I've always been in love with music since I was a little kid. You know, I'm from Fountain Inn. It's not a very big town, so there wasn't very much to really get into out there other than trouble. My parents did a very good job trying to keep me out of as much trouble as possible. I really ain't leave the house much. There wasn't really many kids in the neighborhood, the area I was in. I came up off a back road for real. It really looked like the middle of nowhere.
That's Fountain Inn.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what the whole city is for real. You right. But yeah, so really I got big into art, music and art, and I love to draw, and music was like my outlet. It was like it's something I learned at a young age. Music can really empower you to feel so many different things that, like, I was a little kid making up BS, my own covers for like my favorite cartoon and stuff. You could ask my cousins, anybody that knew me will tell you. So yeah, I spent a lot of time getting real into it, and it wasn't until middle school that I really started making music. I had a Samsung Galaxy J3 and a SoundCloud account, and that was it. I'd be in my bedroom closet playing beats off the phone, cupping my hand to the speaker, rapping over it, because SoundCloud had a record feature. You could just record in that.
Oh shit, okay.
And I started off doing little covers. I took all of it down. I listened back to it, and I was like, it doesn't really represent me very well now.
But you had to start somewhere, man. You had to start somewhere.
My first couple songs, I met a dude, Justin Elson, Monero. You can find him on IG. Also from the area, we collabed on a song or two. I ain't spoke to him in a minute, but good dude. And, you know, it just helped fuel the passion. Seeing people get behind me, people in school. I went to school with Fetty Forever. You may know him.
Yeah.
He helped me craft my name. I used to call myself Jay's Gold, but he was like, nah, bro, that shit's trash. And I was like, damn, he kind of right.
He kept it real with you.
Yeah, and you always need that. So
that is true.
It helped me craft myself and kind of elevate myself. I took a break around 8th grade because I was playing football. I got hurt, stopped playing football, and I kind of had to find where I was going to be. And I got back into music around my sophomore year of high school, and I ain't been stopping since.
Got you. Well, what sets you apart, man? Because like you said, man, everyone starts to get into the arts and things like that when they don't have anything outside to do. They get into the music, they get into the art. So that creates an oversaturated industry.
Indeed.
So what sets you apart as an artist or as a rapper?
So, and I know everyone says it, but I like to come with my own uniqueness of as much as, so I understand, you know, there's you, the artist, and there's the character you convey. And it's important to have that distinguishing factor of where you begin the exaggeration into your character and where that ends and you start. But for me, that line's so blurred because I again, everyone says it, but I put so much of myself into this because this is genuinely the thing that I love. I didn't have a lot of friends coming up. So music was my best friend. So it was to the point where my character isn't so much as a character as it is a caricature. It's just an exaggeration of me. I might overboast myself like I'm the most confident dude in the world. I might play myself off like I'm the damn Batman. But at the end of the day, they're just me picking and choosing what part of my personality do I really want to lean into today on this song, on that song. And that's really all there is to it. I come with a rawness that I feel like you see in others, but you may not see it to the same extent that you see in me.
Got you. Now, with that being said, man, this is where you're at here currently. Where do you see yourself in the future as an artist? Where do you see yourself evolving into?
So I can see myself going a lot of ways, but the real end goal is ultimately just I don't got to be like the next Drake as much as I'd love to. I'm very content with getting a cult following of people that can just hear what I'm saying and relate to that and be like, oh, I fuck with Mello. Yeah, he helped me out of this dark place, just his music type shit. or he helped me appreciate life better through his music, or understand that, you know, as long as you work towards your goal, any goal is attainable through his music. And that's all I really want to be, someone that you can hear, listen to, and be like, I know what that guy talking about. I understand that, and I fuck with that.
And see, honestly, man, that's seriously what you have to put into place and set a goal. A lot of people get into the industry, get into music, get into anything. They just like, man, I want to do it, but they don't really have their end goal. But once you have that end goal and their blueprint, do you know what steps to take? And you're right, man. Not everybody can be Drake, but having that cult following like a Currency or MF Doom, those guys are not at that Drake level of notoriety, but their pockets was lined. MF Doom, I say, was their pockets was lined. That the following was there. They packed out concerts. And to me, honestly, man, I'm a Joe Budden fan. Yeah, I mean, so I mean, not Joe Budden, the podcaster, but Joe Budden, the music,
the artist. I feel
the artist. So anything that he did, having me as a fan, I bought everything, every show that was close by, I tried to go to, merch and things like that. So that is a good goal to achieve, because then everybody that listens to you and that's around you are honest to you and to your music, and that's what they want. The issue at being like that big mega star, like a Doja Cat or like a Drake, is the fact that whenever you put out music, you don't have a real cult following. You just got people throwing a feedback at you. But when you got that cult following, you know if you really did well or not, because they're gonna tell you, man. Exactly. So I think that's a real dope goal to get to. But before we get into the fall, before we get into this project that drops on the 12th, man, is there a message or a statement or anything that you would like to share to your fans, that cult following that you're building up, or anyone that may discover you through this interview? Any message that you want to convey to them before we get into the project?
Of course. So ultimately, the message is be true to you, be true to yourself. You feel me? Of course, you have to change at some point, because stagnation is the death of you. You have to be willing to change, keep an open mind, keep your faith in God. And I say keep your faith in God is most importantly. But second to that, spread love, man. There's too much negativity and hate out here. Especially being from South Carolina, I've seen it. We have so much talent out here, but people want that crab mentality that if it's not me, fuck the next guy. And that's ignorant, because we'll never get heard like that. Especially Fountain Inn, like you said. I mean, we're in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude. You ain't never gonna make it out of there if you don't want to grow and see the next man win too, with the mindset that, all right, the Carolinas are on top. And when we're on top, they're gonna hear me.
Correct.
So always spread that love. Man. You feel me?
That's definitely how it works. You got artists like right now, I think Memphis is like bubbling. Memphis is a hot spot right now.
Crazy out there.
All it takes is one running through the door, and then everybody can run through the door behind them.
We kick the door and the wall down right behind them.
Exactly. Listen, man. As an artist, man, what's your long-term goal? I know you said you want to have that cult following and things like that, but do you have any other goals that you have when it comes to music? Are you looking like, man, I want to be a Grammy, I want that double XL cover, I want this, that, and the third? What long-term goals do you have as an artist outside of building that following?
Ultimately, like, I love to get the Grammy. I love to do. I got my goals are like collabs. When I get that dream collab, I made it. Like, I really want to work with J. Cole. If I get a J. Cole collab, I've cemented myself. I've done it now. I'm him. If I could work with, and this one's probably going to be intangible knowing this guy, but Young Boy, I love his music, but he's a real to himself kind of guy. He don't fuck with a lot of people. So, hey, the possibilities there. If I work with Drake, I've just done it now. But ultimately, that Cole verse is really where I draw I've made it now. One of the GOATs, one of the greatest have acknowledged me. So it's like, I've done it. And ultimately,
saying one of the greats, I'm gonna say the great. I'm
I'll let you get. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I'll let you go ahead. I had to cut you off.
Nah,
I had to interject right there, because that is the GOAT. But go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
No, you're right. He is though. But really, get my mama, make sure the house paid off for her, get her a new car, get my pops a new vehicle. He worked his ass off. He's earned it. My parents have earned it. I'm the oldest of 4. So it's like they're really doing this. They're making sure we get what we need. Coming up, I didn't have everything. My little brother tell you we didn't have everything, but we had what we needed.
Yeah.
So I'm making sure I can get to myself to a point where I can pay them back for that.
Now, I hear that. What is the fall? What is this project, this EP? Right. What does the fall in line when it comes to these goals that you're trying to achieve?
So the fall is one of my biggest stepping stones. The fall is coming off the back of my last project, Blackwing Angel. where the symbology, I have a buddy of mine, Emily Ellington, a wonderful artist. You can find her on IG. She's tagged in the post. Work on that cover art depicted me as an angel with black wings falling, of course, invoking biblical imagery of the fall of Lucifer to the earth, but also that was a falling point of who I was falling into now in line with who I am.
Okay.
That was me letting go of a lot of stuff. So I had to lean into that depiction of the fall, re-invoking that imagery to really show how I've changed, how I've developed. And yeah, that's really what that is. The ultimate stepping stone of changing who I was to who I am.
Now let's talk about the fall, the cover. We got the cover up here on the screen for everybody. They can notice it when they go search it. This is the project you want to go click on right now. But check this out. What is this cover right here telling us?
So this is the imagery here. I'm literally reaching out. This is the, hey man, I'm here. Come, y'all see me. Come on. And you feel me? So, and even if you see, my eyes were more closed in the picture for Blackwing Angel. If you look past my fingers, my eyes is open. I'm looking dead at whoever's looking at me. And that's really what it is.
So let's talk about some productions, collaborations on this project. Who are some of the producers that you got to work with on this project? Who are some of your favorites? Where did you find them? Stuff like that. Let's shout out and producer. Right.
So a lot of this, I'm gonna be real. I pulled all these beats from YouTube. I have producers that I see this stuff and I'm like, okay, I fuck with that. They got it for free. I'm gonna fuck with it. One of the big ones on there, Gray Skies. I almost misnamed him. Oh my goodness. Gray Skies, his instrumental I have behind for Daydream. It's just incredible. I like just tapping in with any artist that I can. And even if I can't get in contact, I'm gonna make sure when I get myself out there, you're properly credited. All that. My line is always open. So I just always trying to find things.
I'm not an artist. I work with a few artists and things like that. So talk to me through this process of the YouTube beats, or like going through your searching, you find, like, do you reach out directly to them and say, hey, I'm going to do a record on this beat? Talk as if I'm one of those producers. Talk to me and tell me that process.
I'll be real. For a lot of this, I was in just kind of tunnel vision mode. So I didn't do too much talking where I really, looking back, I should have. But it's mostly I look up basic way to do it. You think of a vibe you're going for, who would fit that vibe or just that vibe itself. Put in tight beat free. It's going to show you all the instrumentals that you can use for free, which I have a very limited budget. So I was kind of in a corner on that one. And if you find one you like, I sit there and I listen to the same thing on a loop for hours, days, weeks, and come up with line after line until I have what I believe is good enough. And I'll go record it. And if I can get in contact with that producer, I hit him up. Hey man, what's up? I'm Mello. I'm an artist. I'm from Fountain Inn. You probably haven't heard of me, but I really fuck with your beats. Would you mind if I use this one? And, how would you like to be? What's the best way to credit you on this other than just putting your name in the credits? You have a link I could put in there to make sure it goes back to your page. Do you have stuff like that? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And you said the guy who did Daydream, his name is Gray Skies?
Yes, Gray Skies. You can find him on YouTube. Great work.
I'm going to go check him out. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a sample in Daydream?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure.
I think it's a sample at the beginning of it. When it starts off, I hear something else. I think it's a sample. I can't put my finger on it when I first heard it. I definitely going to send it to my group chat. I know them guys will figure it out real quick.
But if I find it, I'm going to definitely let you know.
Please let me know. Daydream is going to be one of the lead records from this project. So, guys, I want you to listen to the whole project from top to bottom. But if you want to jump right to it, Daydream is going to be that highlight record, man. Let's talk about Daydream. This is I want to say a left turn or a right turn. It's not really down the lane that you've been giving to us a lot. Talk to us about Daydream. What you found the beat. You told us about finding the beat, but tell me about actually recording the song, putting the song together. What was your mind at when you made this record?
So when I heard it, I knew instantly, like, okay, I have to do something to this. It moved me in a way to where I just knew I got to record to this. There's no way I can't. And a lot of the fall, when I say, changing from who I was to who I am, it was truly discovering what is my sound, where do I believe I'm in my bag, in my pocket. And I realized I can do a lot. I don't have to just have that one style that I always do. I can have multiple styles that I always do. And I listen to a lot of music. I'm a big fan of stuff like pop, rock, all that. But of course, I love hip hop. And I want to think, how can I mix some of that alt and some of that, alternative rock sound into the hip hop. And that chorus, that wake up, I've been asleep for way too long, was almost like something I heard in a dream. It was almost like God was trying to, yo, you got to open your eyes. What are you doing, bro? You fucking up. You got to change up, because you're not going to get where you want to be doing the same shit you've been doing. All this, like, I'm an emotional person, but I'd say I've been too emotional on these other tracks. I'm getting so much into it, but talking about ultimately nothing while doing so.
Gotcha.
And I just couldn't keep doing that. So I want to open up more of, let's lean into what have I actually done in my life? What's some shit I've really experienced that I could really talk about, other than bitch broke your heart. A million people done did that shit, bro. It's like, wow, we get it. You're light skinned.
Listen, but every story is different, fam. And that's what you catch. That's what you catch the essence of when you have to make a record like that. When somebody broke your heart, you got to tell them, like, what was that unique, different thing that has me screaming or crying out or whatever it may be on that record, man. But listen, I know you just said you said a lot during this interview. You put yourself into it. You put your uniqueness into it. How the story goes. You're gonna put yourself into a situation that you saw somebody in the mirror. First verse, guys. When you listen to the project, how the story goes. First verse. I want to know the story. I'm gonna sit back and be quiet because I want to know. So you seen the mirror, saw the guy. Tell us the story.
So that whole thing was funny. So basically, I was working at this place. I was working at a pizza spot, and there was this chick up there. I thought she was bad or whatever. I hollered at her, whatever. And yeah, she told me she was single. Yeah. Let's say I got to, so some business got handled later. A couple things happened, and as we're going along, she is not single. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. Damn, that would have been good to know ahead of time. You could have not bullshitted me, but
yeah.
And then ultimately that whole thing ended up falling apart. Like, I looked into the mirror. Who's that nigga? I don't know. Like, that was not just like, oh shit, there's a nigga behind what, but it was also like my mental state had been falling apart. That job wasn't very good for me. I stopped recognizing who I was when I wake up. I was like, bro, what? So in multiple senses, I grabbed my shit and I left. I got a new job, got my mind back together, got my life back together, got everything I needed back together. And I mean, I ain't seen her since, but I hope she's doing all right. I hope you're not playing with dudes like that no more. That's a fucked up thing to do.
When she hit a record, you can't let her know that you're the muse for this greatness.
Yes.
If it wasn't for you, I would never seen myself and made these moves. So we're gonna call her Allie. Shout out to Allie.
Yeah, shout out Allie.
shout out Allie for making us make that change. Another standout record, man. Rain Man. Talk to me about Rain Man.
Rain Man. That's that was another one. I heard the beat and I was like, oh my gosh, what? I gotta do something to this. And that was me more trying to lean back into my previous pocket stuff. I did more like a movie from Blackwing Angel, where it was more a lot of freestyle, but a good portion of it was also pre-written. The verses were pre-written. The chorus I came up with on the spot. I heard the beat. I was done. Rain Man. Wait, I might be on to something.
Did I just discover?
Yeah,
I feel you, man.
Show the love to an older local artist. Loco Black. One text is all it takes. He got a song called One Text. A little subtle little reference there, but it was a lot of more of that discovering my sound personally for me, finding that, realizing, okay, I can do this and it sounds good. So let's keep that shit going.
Would you say that The Fall was an instrumental project, not instrumental, experimental project for yourself?
Very much so. It was very much so me coming off the back of something that I felt like was just me doing what I do to playing with what really actually works for me better. What do I think is where I excel, and other things that I liked how that sounded. Maybe we'll come back to it. Maybe we'll try something like that again. Maybe not. It was just one of those, like you said, very experimental projects. Yeah.
Will we get EP full of daydreams?
We might. I might be
I had
working
to
on
ask
something
it.
like that. I might be
The
working on
fan,
something like that.
the fan inside of me had to ask that. Had to ask. That was
I
not
love
one
the
of the
question.
questions. That
I
was
love the question though.
the fan inside of me had to ask that.
I feel
So,
like we
what?
will.
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Got you.
What message did you want to convey, or what particular themes did you want to convey with the fall?
So, as the title would suggest, falling, it has so many things: falling into who you are, falling away from what you were, falling away from bad habits, falling away from bad people. Even, I know someone's going to point out, the audio quality of the album sounds significantly less than some of my other projects, but that was me falling into the mindset of, can I do this shit all on my own? I don't got a lot of money to work with. So this right here, I did the whole thing.
Gotcha.
So,
Respect. I respect that, man. I respect that. I respect that for, because a lot of guys, they put their cell phone pause because they can't get to that quote unquote better studio.
Yeah. And it's like,
that stance of perfection.
I'd rather be as perfect as I can with what I can if I got to. Coming up, growing up poor, you learn to work with what you got. It's like, you might not have what you want, but I can work for what I want and use what I got. And so, yeah, that it was a lot of, a fall from grace, a fall from so many things. But ultimately, when you land from that fall, that landing, because the fall only precedes a landing, whether you crash or whether you land on your feet, is all on you. Your circumstances can put you in a lot of shit, but how you react to those circumstances and those situations is ultimately what's going to make you. So it's, what's in your mind while you falling? Are you thinking, oh my God, I'm finna die? Or, Lord, I know I done fucked up, but you done gave me a chance to fix this. So when we hit this ground, we landed feet first and we finna hit the ground running.
That's deep. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, man. Now, your fans, potential listeners, the people who watch this interview, how can they get involved with the release of this project? Where will it be at? Will it be hard copies? Is there gonna be a merch packet? Like, talk to me about the fall. How can we get the fall?
It's all gonna be digital. I would love to do some physical copies, and maybe if I can get a CD drive, I'll burn some out myself and sell them. Fuck it. But you can find it all on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Audio Mac, YouTube, all that. It's gonna be best way to find it. Linktree in my Instagram at Romello02. It's gonna be spelled just like my name here. Just throw a 0 and a 2 on the end. You're gonna find me. Yeah, best place to look for my updates for anything I got going. Really, my Instagram. I'm not very active on my other social medias. I don't post a lot. My stories where you're gonna find my updates.
Gotcha. Now, being an artist, man, being an artist and you being an artist, excuse me, and working with artists, I gotta say the same thing to you that I say to them. You gotta be outside. You gotta be able to touch these people. So for that to happen, do you have any upcoming shows, promotions, music videos, things like that people can actually reach out and touch you versus just coming to the gram?
At the moment, not exactly. I'm plotting out some videos. I got some videographers that I plan to get in touch with. And once that's happened, it's definitely gonna be, y'all gonna see it on my IG, the location to pop out to be in the vid, all that good shit. Because I definitely don't just want to be that dude standing in an empty ass room and it's just me. And it's like, wow, that nigga look nice. That's cool, I guess. It's like, nah.
Make sure you post it, fam. I want to come out and be a part of what you have going on. We met, if I'm not mistaken, on the second round of the Shop Ciphers.
Yes, sir.
You did your thing on that. We gotta bring that back. Everybody's been getting busy with other things, but we definitely got to bring that back. I do want to say, man, the previous project, loved it, listened to it. I listened to this one early, guys. Sorry, when you meet, you can listen to things early. But yes, I enjoyed this project. Like I said, man, my hope, my dream, what I'm throwing up in the air, I want a project of Daydreams. I feel like, you know what I mean, you can really go in that lane and capitalize on that lane. Because a lot of people, they dibble and dab. But man, if you hit it just right, you got a runway and a takeoff on that one, man. So salute to you. Thank you for gracing my platform, Link with Keiz, man. I appreciate that. Any last words you want to give out to the listeners, the followers, and the fans?
You know, first of all, I appreciate you having me. It's an honor to work with you again, man. Big honor. But for the fans and everything like that, you know, like I said earlier, bro, there's too much negativity in this world. It's easy to fall into it. Don't fall into an echo chamber, man. God gave you your own mind for a reason. Use it. If you think something's fucked up, don't do it. If you think these people are bullshitting you, don't fuck with them. Do you get your lives together? There's too many niggas in there that live in a fucking comment section and do jack shit else with their life, and that shit is lame. For any other artists out here, if y'all want to work, my line is always open. I'm always looking for people to work with. Like I said, we got to spread the love in this 864. We got too much talent out here.
Way too much talent in 864. So some talent out of the four too. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple guys from Fountain that's been killing it for years. Killing it for years.
Out in the Berg too. Anderson, shit. The whole South Carolina. We got way too much talent.
Way too much talent, man. Again, it's your boy Keiz Ali. I got Mello across the screen from me. October the 12th on all streaming platforms. The Fall. Go check that out. Make sure you follow him, Romello02 on Instagram, 02 on Instagram. Look out for the updates on this project. If he drop merch, if he doing videos, he wants you to be there. Make sure you link with my guy. It's me, it's Keiz Ali. It's Romello. It's The Fall. We checking out. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.